So, what are the yamas and why do we study them?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so the yamas come from the first limb of yoga. So there's the eight limbs of yoga, and the yamas are the first limb, and they're five qualities that help us live in better relationship with other people, which I think is great.
That is great. So, you're saying that the first limb of yoga isn't how to do warrior two pose or
It is not.
meditate.
It is not. It is not anything nearly so complicated as that. Really, yeah, it's just like how do we be like I want to say better, but it's not better. How do we be like easier to be around? How do we be cooler people to the people we share an environment with? So the yamas, and you may have heard some of these before, nonviolence, truthfulness, there's non-stealing, non-excess, and non-possessiveness. And I think that those are like really practical things that can like help us bring more balance in our lives, like non-excess, right? Like, okay, maybe we don't want to like eat three bowls of ice cream, but like we also don't want to go on like a super crazy diet where we can't eat any food. Like we want to go somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, so there's this balance of finding our edges within these elements or foundations of the yamas. So the first yama being nonviolence, too, this idea of being nonviolent is much more than, um, not
Stepping
having,
on a bug.
not, or not eating meat if that's the type of violence that you want to avoid. Like there is, a finer quality of nonviolence, which is towards ourselves as well. So maybe an overacting mind or an overthinking mind, a judging mind or a critical mind really is a violent mind when it comes to how we think about ourselves. So these concepts go beyond just not, um, punching the next person that you see on the street. It's really more about getting ourselves right in a foundational way. So,
Right.
like Anna said, we can be out in community and really serve the greater good.
And it can flow into our practices on the mat as well, right? So like if we are doing like a physical yoga practice, which is another one of the limbs of yoga, asana, yoga poses is one of the limbs of yoga. Like, how can we be nonviolent in our practice of that, right? So not forcing ourselves into contortionist poses that are like way out of our truthful range of motion. So and being generous and kind to ourselves about what our practice looks like and how we're getting to certain milestones and when we're getting to them, that we can be nonviolent with ourselves in that way. So and truthful, right? So and I mean, I could apply any of these to that, right? Like non-stealing from our experiences by really being in the moment, by being
Yeah.
present.
Non-stealing from other people's experiences, allowing yourself to see them just as they are and accept that fully. So this comes down to a very heart-centered exploration of these guidelines and principles and really help us refine our direction or how we're choosing to show up in our lives.
So true, Allie. So beautiful.